Hello, Flosstube. How is everybody doing today? I hope that everybody is doing well. Today is Friday, June 13th, Friday the 13th. I'm not superstitious, so it's not a big deal. Welcome to my channel. If you are new and you're just finding me for the first time, I hope that you will like what you see, and I hope that you will consider subscribing and liking the video so that you can see more of what my content and my progress. This is a channel about cross stitch predominantly, with occasionally a little bit of thrown in extra stuff from time to time, knitting, crocheting, or what have you. Thank you so much to all of my returning subscribers. I appreciate you taking the time to spend some time with me. I know that there is a lot of amazing videographer, floss tubers out there who have a lot of amazing content to share, and I'm just really honored that you choose to spend a little time with me, because time is valuable and time is precious. So my name is Tanya, and I am from PEI, Canada. I live in a very small little area in the eastern part of Canada, or PEI, sorry, out in the country with my husband and his mother, our 3 horses, our donkey, our 6 cats outside, our 3 cats inside, and our 2 dogs. So it is a regular, like, funny farm. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I enjoy it immensely. I love my life, and I love where we live. I'm coming back to you 2 weeks after my last video, because I have to I have to make a confession. My name is Tanya, and I am an addict to cross stitch. I have way too much cross stitch. I had 7 new starts. 7 new starts. Yes, and forgive my messy spare room. The lighting, it's a bit of an overcast, cloudy day, and the lighting in the other room was poor, and I thought this room will give me the best natural light to showcase my whips, but it also showcases the junk that nobody knows what to do with. I think we all have one of those. Yeah. See, 7 years ago when we moved here to my husband's family home to move in with his mother-in-law and help take care of the house, the property, and his mother after his father passed away, we merged 3 houses into one. So we have a lot of extra junk that we're slowly but surely getting through. We've managed to renovate many of the rooms in the house, and this one is not one of them. So without further ado, let's talk about the whips. Yes, I had 7 starts because I am that girl. I am the one that wants to start all the things all the time. And I think to myself, well, why not? If I have it and it's not hurting anybody, why not start it? If I finish it, I finish it. If I don't, I don't. And at the end of days, if I still have stitching left to do, well, that means that I stitched until I couldn't stitch no more. And it's good enough for me. I stitch because it's something I love to do. It is fabulous for my mental health, and I just love the way putting little X's together on fabric turns into the most amazing pieces of art. All right, so I had 13 counted projects that I worked on in the last 2 weeks, and I had 5 stamped projects that I worked on in the last 2 weeks. For the past several days, what I've been doing is I have all my projects that are counted on one wheel and all of my stamped on another wheel and the little tiny decisions wheel. So when I'm not really sure what to stitch, because I have so many, I don't know what to stitch, I'll spin that wheel, and whatever comes up, 90% of the time, whatever comes up, I'll stitch on it. I try to get like 1,000 stitches or something into it, and then move on to something else. If it's something I really don't want to stitch on at the moment, then I just won't. It's easy peasy. And if I don't get 1,000 stitches, oh, excuse me, up early. If I don't get 1,000 stitches on it before I put it away for the day, well, that's fine too. As long as I get it, I work on it. All right, so I have nothing in particular order. I have got everything just kind of in little piles beside me, so I'm going to try to do this as seamlessly as possible. I will, in this space right here, place before pictures, what it's supposed to look like pictures and all that good stuff. All right, so let's get started with one that I just showed you for the first time last Flosstube. And I'm digging for it because I know it's in here, but I just have it buried. I should have just did whatever came up first, I guess, but I'm looking at my list thinking, oh, well, it's the Luna Mystica that's up first. So I'm looking for Luna Mystica from Philipina. It's in here. Which is this one? No, that's not it. Organization is something you'll quickly discover is not my forte. It's not my highest levels of achievement, that's for sure. All right, so if I have a photograph of what this looked like the last time you've seen it, I'll put it here. I will show you a picture of what it will look like when it is finished. This is Luna Mystica. I'm not doing it on a brown background. I chose a different fabric. I chose, oops, sorry, glare. I chose to do it on Picture This Plus 28 count casual linen in the colorway Dawn. So my little bag, I have all my flosses and all of my beads and all that good stuff. And here is where I am with Luna Mystica. And hopefully it will show okay. So this is the moon. And I don't know, you can't really tell very much, but there is a heck of a lot of Krynic in Petite Treasure braid, which I actually really enjoy working with. So it's really, really glossy and shiny. And just right here, I just started working in her hair. So that's come along. I have no idea what the stitch count on this is because it is a paper project, and paper projects I have no idea. Unless it's in Pattern Keeper, I don't know what I did on it. So that is Luna Mystica. Try to zip this without it being too loud. The next one I have on my list is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is artwork by Lynn, and it is Mini Maxine. And this is what it will look like when it is finished. This is what it would have looked like the last time you've seen it. I did not write down any numbers. I just realized that I totally did not write down any numbers of what I normally do put in numbers and percentages and all that stuff. So we're just gonna have a bare bones floss tube with before and afters, but no numbers or anything like that. So hopefully that's okay with you guys, and next time I'll be a little bit more prepared. So here is where she is now. I can't really see, but I finished filling in her face, and I've been working on filling in all the little stitches all in around and starting to do some more fill in over here. So yeah, I think she's looking great. I love the colors. I love Lynn's artwork. I love the boldness of the colors and the black lines. I've got a couple of Lynn's on the go. All right, so the next one that I'm going to show you is Modern Folk Embroidery. It is the one I started and showed you the last floss tube. It is the Fruits of Plenty. It is a very popular pattern. It's one that I had been watching floss tubers do since I started cross stitching and watching Flosstube in January of 2024. And it's just one I always was fond of and I really love. This is what it will look like when it is finished. And this is what it would look like the last time you've seen it. And this is what it looks like now. Let me just move this out of the way. I love the colors. I'm doing this on a piece of 20 count pre-gridded Aida. I opted for just plain fabric simply because I want the colors to stand out. And the colors that I am using are 3835, 3834, and 3836. And it's 3 shades of purple instead of just 2. And I'm just, basically the majority of it will be the 2 lighter colors. I can get my fingers to work, will be these two lighter colors with accents of the darker color in. So you can see here that I did the bird in the darker color as well as the basket. I did these little flowers in the darker and a couple of flowers here, and I did the inside of this heart in the darker. So I just starting to come down here. I'm going to work this swatch piece right here next. So I'm really loving how that one is coming around. And once again, like I said, sorry, I don't have my stats because I forgot to write all my stats down. Normally I'm really good at that, and today I'm not. I was up early and I'm not as prepared as I thought I would be. So the next one that I'm going to show you is a, let me just slip this over here so it doesn't get in the way. Is a new start. Sometime between the last Flosstube and now, I had ordered on a Facebook de-stash site. I bought a Teresa Wentzler Carousel for all season horses. And inside of here, there is the fall, spring, summer, and winter horse. I decided to start the summer horse. No, is that it? Yeah, that's the summer horse. And I've heard people talk about Teresa Wentzler's and about the blends and man and the fractionals. It is no joke. Holy moly. It's going to be a slow go stitch because it is no joke. I am doing this on a piece of Be Stitch Me fabric. It is a 32 count linen in the colorway Sugar Cream Pie. That's the fabric. And there is not a whole lot done. Basically, I started the saddle. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of work. I started the saddle. Now, let's see if I can pull this picture up. Basically, just right here is where I am. I thought I'd start in the middle just to make sure I have lots of margins and lots of room. And that is it. There is a ton of little quarter stitches all through here because when you back stitch, it's going to look like a braid. It is crazy. But yeah, that is that is my little start on Teresa Wentzler Summer Carousel horse. I think they're beautiful. I always really thought her carousel horses were absolutely gorgeous. And since we have horses, I thought it was a good one to do. So that is one of my new starts. And the next one I have on my list is by Thread Geeks. It is a PDF I bought through Thread Geeks. Again, I've written things poorly. So in the description below, I will write what the project is, who the artist is, and what the fabric material count is. But the next one I worked on is the one that I was doing for my husband. It is Top Gun, it's Maverick. So this is what it will look like when it is finished. And this is what it would have looked like the last time you seen it. And this is where we are now. Let me just pull this little guy down. I can pop this. Yeah, easier said than done, right? Who else struggles like crazy to get those off? Holy moly. So this is where we're at. He's coming along really well. I started working, this is one of the ones I spun on my wheel and put 1,000 stitches in. I've basically been filling in up here. But it's looking good. Tom's looking handsome. It's one of my husband's most favorite movies is Top Gun. So that's why we named our little dog Maverick. All right, so that is that one. I'm gonna try to buzz along here at a pretty decent clip so that I can try to get them all done. Now the next one I want to share with you is one that I've talked about a lot. I spent a lot of time on working on her in May. It is Mirabilia's Sun Goddess. The last time I showed it to you, I was talking about how I wanted to get all the stitching done by the end of May. Well, that didn't happen. I should know better than to even think to set a goal for myself, because setting a goal for myself just is like, yeah, not going to happen. So what I decided to do was just poke away, stitch away at her. And I had started doing the arm in 1/1 full cross. Hats off, and all the all the kudos I can give you to those people that do 1/1 skin, because it's so bloody hard. I'm like, it takes forever, and it's so easy to get messed up. And really, I've only been cross stitching for a year. This is my first fancy lady, my first time attempting to do 1/1 skin, and I abandoned the ship. I decided that I wasn't picking it up. It wasn't calling to me because I was not enjoying doing the 1/1 skin. Does it look nice? Yes, but it just, it was really, really bothersome to deal with. So I'm kind of in a, I'm gonna have to pick it out. I'm gonna have to pick out all of this 1/1 skin that I did here, because I just cannot see myself doing the whole thing in 1/1. It's too hard, and I'm getting messed up and making mistakes, and because of that, I'm not reaching for it. And I do want to do this. I love this project. So just for shits and giggles, I decided to carry on working more of the upper torso into the neck, just doing normal skin, just doing it the 2/2, just like I'm doing on the rest of it. So this is what it would have looked like the last time you seen it. And here is where we are. I didn't do a lot more work on it because I just picked it up for an evening a couple days ago. And I did, I did all of this. I stitched his hand. I finished stitching up over here, and I put in this little feathery thing, and yeah, so I just been working right there. And to be honest, I don't mind the 2/2 full cross for the skin. I don't think it looks bad. Is it as smooth and porcelain looking as the 1/1? No. And that's probably going to be a nightmare and a half to frog out, because like, man, that is a lot of stitching to frog out. But here she is in her entirety. It's wrinkly because I don't iron anything until it's done. But she looks beautiful, and I really want to get her done. So I'm just going to carry on with the 2/2 skin. I'm going to frog out the 1/1. So because that's going to be an undertaking that's not pleasant, I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to do that, but it will come. I will do it eventually. So there is Sun Goddess. All right. So the next one I worked on is one that I couldn't find it for the longest time. It wasn't even in my whip parade in January because I couldn't figure out where it was. I had seen it stuffed in with another project somewhere, but I didn't know where. And I looked through a bunch of bags and couldn't find it. And finally, I found it because it was stuffed in with the flosses for the Maverick piece, and I hadn't worked on it for so long. I didn't. That just goes to show you. Yeah, it was hiding. So this one is a modern folk embroidery stitch as well. It is one that I decided to join in with Sarah at Sarah. She did a bunch of starts, her and Sally at Flossy Sews and Grows. They did 50 starts for their 50th birthday year, and since I turned 50 last year also, I just kind of jumped on the bandwagon of it anytime they were doing something that I thought was really awesome. So this one is a modern folk embroidery, and it's called Fancy and ABC, and this is what it will look like when it is finished. And if I have a photograph of where it was before, I can't remember if I took a picture. I'm starting to get better at taking a picture before I pick a piece up. Like when I first pick a piece up, take a picture before I start working on it. So if I have it, it'll be here. And I only just worked on this yesterday, so I only put like 750 stitches into it. But what I did is I came down off of this stem and I started the cherub, the little angel boy. Now some people, when they're stitching this, and I think Sarah is actually stitching it opposite to me, like you can stitch it in the negative or the positive kind of thing. So I'm just, yeah, so she's stitching where I'm stitching, she wouldn't stitch, and she's stitching everywhere else. So I guess whatever you feel like doing, you can stitch both and have it a full coverage, or you can stitch one or the other. And I'm doing this on a piece of 25 count, I think it's Vintage Stormy Night. What is it here? Yeah, Vintage Stormy Night Lugana by Zweigart. And I'm using a variegated sulky floss in the pinks. I started this one and the Carousel at the same time, and the Carousel's on like a blue Zweigart Lugana, this 25 count, and I'm using a yellow variegated floss for the Quacker, and this one I'm using a pink variegated floss. So I think it's really pretty, and I'm not doing any rhyme or reason to the variegation. It's just wherever my needle goes is where the colorway flows. So I'm not trying to manipulate it to do it any particular way. I'm just stitching, and as it turns up, it'll be very, very random. So that is Fancy and ABC by Modern Folk Embroidery. I'm hoping now that I've found that will come out to play a little bit more often, because I really, really like the piece. So the next one I want to show you that I have on my list is Another New Start. I could not resist myself. Oh, I'm just looking at the birds out on the line. I'm easily distracted. Squirrel. I couldn't resist myself. I had seen, and I can't right at the top of my mind recall who was doing this one, but I've seen a couple of Flosstubers doing this one. It is a catnap, and I think it is by, oh, excuse me, Jeff Haynie, I think. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs chart, and it is so darn cute. I had a piece of 25 count easy grid Lugana, so I thought, well, I'm going to pull it out. And I actually bought the max color version because I haven't done a max color version of anything. And I loved when I did the mock-up. I really enjoyed the clarity of the mock-up for this one. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. And I'm pretty sure I have like 800 or 900 stitches into it. So it's just a very small start. I just started it a couple of days ago. Oh, I can't stop yawning. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I hope I don't make anybody else yawn. So here's where I am. I'm working on that first little stripy kitty up here that reminds me of my Tigger. Yeah, so long, long way to go. And I don't know if anybody else is experiencing it, but the latest update that Pattern Keeper did, it's not liking HAED charts, especially max color charts lately. I tried to I bought this one by Jeff Haynie, and I bought California Dreamin'. Here's a picture of it here as well, but I didn't buy max color in that one. And I'd also bought one called Hidden Harbor, I think. I can't think of the artist, but again, I'll list all that down below, and here's what this one will look like. I just love the colors. But yeah, so the California Dreamin' and the Catnap, maybe the California Dreamin' one is max color because it was messed up. Anyways, when I put it in Pattern Keeper and load it up, the colors are messed. Is a mess. And I even emailed with Heaven Earth Designs, and she had said that there was actually a few people that were saying that there was issues with some of the charting with Pattern Keeper. So I said, well, I want to do this one so bad because I love cats. I have so many. So I actually yawn again. Oh my. It was a late night and up early with my husband gone away on deployment for the past week. It's just me holding the fort down, and it's a little bit of extra on me, so not sleeping is good. So yeah, I downloaded and paid for a subscription for Markup RXP. I do not know how to use that app. I'm just learning, but that's what I'm using for Catnap, and I'm hoping that I will enjoy using it and maybe use it for more of my other projects, because I do like that it says, at the rate that you're stitching, you'll have this finished in April of 2027. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't stop. I'm sorry. All right, so let's move along so that maybe I can, oh, I forgot a project. One moment, I'm going to pause you and I'm going to go get it. All right, sorry about that. I had to go get it because it's another one of those ones that I spun my wheel, and it's a project I had not worked on in a very long time. But it's one, I'm in Shannon Christine's Christmas monthly club. So any kind of like big collage items, like last year it was the Christmas mug club. And so there was 12 different mugs in a frame that you can stitch. And I've seen a few people stitching that one. And I loved it so much that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that one as well. So I got that one. Let me just make sure my needle is not going to stab me. I don't have it in there very well. So I spun that one and I did 1,000 stitches on it. So I don't know if I took a picture before. If I have a full picture of what it will look like when it's done, I'll put it here. If I have a picture of what it looked like before I started, I'll put it here. And let me just fold this so it's a little bit easier to see. This is where I am now. So I had this one finished. I finished this motif in the frame. I did this piece of framework here, and I did these holly leaves, and I started the Santa Claus mug. It doesn't take much to go 1,000 stitches, and then poof, your 1,000 stitches are done. So the next time the wheel spins it, I will pull it out and I will do another 1,000 stitches on it. I like that idea. I watched the Max Color Stitcher, and that's what she does. She spins a wheel to determine what her project's going to be that day, and then she puts 1,000 stitches into it, and then the next day she spins the wheel again and gets another project. Typically, I always have a hankering for what I want to work on, but on those days when I am feeling indecisive and I don't know what I want to work on, that's when I use the wheel. So that was Shannon Christine's Christmas mugs. And let's see, the next one I have on my list is the Lola Crow. Now, Lola Crow did not put a release out this Friday, today. It is a catch-up week, which is good because I need to catch up, because I was so obsessed with other projects that I let this one go to the side a little bit. So I am almost done the third feature that came out. So I've got it rolled up here. Let me move my little magnet off to the side. Here's a picture of what it would look like the last time you've seen it. And here's where we are now. So there's the top of the bird cage. That part's done. And then you come down here, and here is our spoonbill and the bird of paradise, which was number 1. And the blue-footed booby and the little vampire fitch, which was number 2. And over here is the start and about half of the way done of the third one with all the poisonous little birds and these flowers that are coming up over here. And there's going to be a butterfly over here. I will have that finished before the next one comes out next Friday. I just got sidelined with the new starts and stuff because, like I said, I had 7 new starts this 2 weeks. That is a lot. And I can't wait to show you the progress on some of the other new starts. So that is my Lola Crow progress for Extraordinary Bird Sal. You can get in on that anytime you want to, because like most people will wait until a lot of pieces come out to decide if it's something that's in their wheelhouse that they want to work on or not. I watched the Deadly Aquarium get done, and I watched the Greenhouse of Oddities. I'm like, you know, I'm going to get on the next one. So I did as soon as I heard about it. All right, so the next one I worked on, and I didn't put as much stitching into this as I would have liked, but I did do some time on it, and that is the one by the Witchy Stitcher. It is Tarot, the Nostalgic Tarot. Let me just pull some of my stuff off here so that you can see it better. It's a lot of fabric. It is on a 25 count black Lugana. I opted to do it in the higher count because I didn't want it to be massive, and I think it'll be a nice size. like poster size when it's done. So I don't have a whole picture of what it will look like when it is finished because she's still releasing cards for it. But if I have a picture of what it looked like the last time you've seen it, you'll see it here. And I think the last time I showed it to you, I had finished, oopsie, sorry. I had finished the card 1, the Fool. I was missing a thread color, so I had to go and get that. And so I put those pieces in. And I also added that thread color up in here and was working on this other motif on the other side of tarot, the rainbow. So there's still a couple more pieces that have to go in over there. And I started on this next card because she just released it, and it's number 2, and it's the Magician. And it's a bunny with red eyes. I may or may not give him the red eyes. I might give him normal eyes. I haven't decided yet, but I just started up in doing the top banner, just like this one on that one there. Now let me just pop these pieces back on so I don't lose them. I think it's going to be so beautiful. I love the colors. I love the patterns. Like, I am a sucker for cute patterns and bright colors, and the Witchy Stitcher has so many amazing projects and patterns. I'm actually surprised it's not one of my new starts because I really want to do that one. The difference between medicine and poison is in the dose. I love that one. All right, so that was my Witchy Stitcher Nostalgic Tarot, and the next one that I spun on my little wheel and it came up was the Dimensions Wolf Kiss. And I'm not doing this on the fabric that came with it. It came with a 14 count black Aida, and I'm choosing to do it on an 18 count black Aida. This is what it will look like when it is finished. I think it's amazing. I say it reminds me of myself and my husband. So I think it's so beautiful. And this is what it looked like the last time you would have seen it. And because this is a paper pattern, I have no stats for this. Not like I have stats anyway, because like I said, I didn't write anything down. This black Aida is very crunchy, but I'm just going to fold it so that you can see. And let me get my little threads out of the way because I do have some hanging threads on it. I don't park often, but when I do, it's usually because I know that color is going to be used again close by. So here's where I am now. So the last time I picked it up, I did his snout. It looks so good. I did a few stitches that were missing up here, and then I worked way down over here, and I did all of his snout, and I'm going underneath his jaw. It really is beautiful. And for a Dimensions kit, it's just simply normal 2/1 full cross. There's no half crosses or anything in this one. It's a pretty simple, straightforward Dimensions kit. There is a lot of blends, and the coloration is so beautiful because of the blends. The detail you get without having a lot of detail, you know, it's amazing. So that's coming along really nicely, and I think it's beautiful. All right, so let me put that one back in the bag. That was Dimensions Wolf Kiss. And I forgot another one. One moment, please. I go get the other one. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm not as organized as I thought. I'm just trying to steal away an hour this afternoon while my dogs are just chilling downstairs before supper. All right, so this kind of is also a bit of my acquisition that I recently purchased. I guess I just couldn't not get it after seeing it so many times and seeing some of the works coming out of it and seeing some of the stitches, and I'm like, it is really nice. So I jumped on the bandwagon and I purchased Max Pigeon's Cross Stitch in the Forest. And you can see my little sticky notes here are the first ones that I'm going to stitch, because there's probably about a half a dozen or more that I'm going to stitch that's in this book. I think it's great. I love the technique that it uses. But the first one that I started, because I think it's just so beautiful, and I think that it'll be a great new little stitch to put on my mom's wall when she moves into her new apartment, because I'm also moving my mother to a new apartment over the past week, and the next 2 weeks it's going to be busy, busy, busy. But I will still find time to stitch. All right, so this is the one that I decided to do. It is called Rowdy Jay. I think that he is so cute. I even ordered some finishing supplies for it off of Amazon that should be here next week because I plan to finish this one and fully finish it. Ooh. So I chose to do this one on a piece of Stitch Me fabric that I got on a Friday night fight night. It's called Conversation Hearts. It's an 18 count Aida. And I chose, the fabric's really cool how it has all these different coloring variations. And I chose this greener section, kind of like a little bit foresty. So that is where my Rowdy Jay is so far. And I think he's like super cute. Yeah, so I just worked on it a couple of times. I just got the book midweek, earlier in the week, I guess. And so there's no before picture because it's a new start. It is new start number 3. At least it's a small. I should be able to have a finish doing a couple smalls, right? Let's hope so. So I'm going to set that one aside. All right, and if you're interested to know more about that Max Pigeon book, you can go over to Kel Stitches. I will link her below. She is fabulous, and she does a lot of amazing projects, and she actually did a whole flip through with the Max Pigeon book. Let me just write that down so I don't forget. Kel Stitches. I don't forget to add that down below. So that concludes all of my counted cross stitch projects, and coming up next are my stamped projects, because I love stamped cross stitch, because stamped cross stitch is really great, especially when maybe your lighting isn't as good, maybe you're tired, you want to stitch because you love the meditative way it makes you feel, but you don't want to count because you don't have the headspace for it at the moment. Well, stamped cross stitch kits are making an amazing comeback. Yes, there are a lot of companies out there that rip off art, but the ones I'm going to show you are not. So these ones are good, and there's a couple of ones that I worked on that are ones I've never seen anywhere else, so I do not believe they're ripped off. But first I'm going to start with the first one that I worked on, and it is by a company called Wattobizz. Wattobizz is a Canadian company, and she designs all of her imaging herself using AI and also her own artistic skills. And then she has a company out of China that she works with that creates the kits, and the kits are amazing. The quality is fantastic. The toolkit you get with it is beyond anything I've ever seen anyone ever get. You get a hoop, you get like 18 needles, you get like all the things, plus plastic cards to put your floss on. It's fantastic. But this is the one that I'm working on. I bought this in one of her auctions. The first weekend of every month, she has a Facebook group auction. She also has diamond art and PDFs also in their webpage. But she does a stamped cross-stitch kit auction the first weekend of every month, and this is one of the ones that I purchased and won. The thing with the stamped auction wins is that you won't get any other one like it. It will be unique and one of a kind for you. There might be others on our website that are similar, but this is a one of a kind, and it's just yours. So the last time you would have seen it here, I was stitching it kind of in the Royal Rose method, and discovered that I, just as much as I love seeing other people do it, I don't really like doing it. I find it a little bit frustrating, a little bit challenging to be able to stitch inside of a confined space. I like to go wherever. So here is where we're at now. I'm slowly stitching in those park stitches. I basically have done all of this, I believe. So it's the detail coming through is amazing. This feather, the butterfly, look at the way the rose is coming in. I'd like to get some more work on this one. Like I said, I have so many whips. I think I have like almost 40 counted whips and about 35 stamped whips. So with that many whips, around 70, 75 whips. You just don't get to do as much on one as you want, as you would like to. But I'm one of those people, I can't stitch in the same thing all the time. I get bored too easy, and then I have to move on. I can usually get about 1,000 stitches or so, and then it's like, squirrel, it's time to cross the road and try something different. All right, so the next one I'm going to show you is, I showed them to you in a video. I did a little Flosstube extra, and it was an unboxing of the new stamped kit place. It's called the Stamped Stitch Club. The Stamped Stitch Club. Sorry about that. I just had a brain fart. And I bought 2 kits from them. I bought one that was Till Death, and I said, which one should I do? And in my video, a lot of people said you should do Till Death since your anniversary is coming up. And so I agreed. And I said, yes, I'm going to do that one. So I pulled it out and started working on it. And it's only 22 colors because it's pretty much a monochromatic design. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. This is on 18 count. The clarity and quality of these canvases from the Stamp Stitch Club is second to none. It really is fabulous. They did a lot of groundwork, a lot of research, and a lot of test runs to find the best producer for these kits, and they've really excelled. So yeah, I'll also put a link to the Stamp Stitch Club down below. All right, so without further ado, here we go. There's no before to show you because I didn't have anything worked on it before. I don't know if it makes a difference if I put anything behind it. No, the lighting is so good. It's actually pretty good in here today. So it doesn't look like a lot, but each one of those being 100 stitches, I think I've got probably around 4,000 stitches into it, maybe. There's a lot of white, a lot of confetti. She's a lot of confetti through here, through her crown. But look at the way this feather is coming out. It looks so good. And this corner emblem, so good. I love it. Like, look at that. It is so beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. So I work on this quite a bit because can't wait to get more progress on it, and it's new. So that was a new start. All right, so where did I set the other one? Here it is. And I bought 2 kits that day, and I showed you both kits that day. And I thought, which one should I start? Which one should I start? And I started the one that I wanted to start. But then I thought to myself, well, why don't I start the other one too? Because as much as I love the Till Death one, the colors in Make-A-Wish Take a Bite are beyond. This is the Mandy Manzano, and all of the Stamp Stitch Club's art and cross-stitch kits and stamped cross-stitch kits are all licensed. It is all legally licensed artwork. So if you want to try stamped kits, but you don't want to deal with the possible implications of ripped off art, go to Wattobizz or go to the Stamp Stitch Club, because they both have licensed kits with no issues of legality. But look how beautiful that is. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so yes, I started it too. Now it's not as much, I don't have as much done on this one as I do on the Till Death, because I only started this one like last week. So here is my progress on that one. The colors are fantastic. There's a lot of blends in this one as well. It's beautiful. I needed color. I love the Till Death, but it's all monochromatic. I needed the color. Look how beautiful it is. I love it so much. The colors are so great. So, yep, that was my new start number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. Do you need somebody to help enable you to start all the things? Right here. I will help you. I will enable you to start all the things. All right, so I did another little spinny winny on my wheel. And what came up was Woman and a Horse. This is a stamped cross-stitch kit from Spring Brand. I do think maybe this is a Luca S kit. But This is one of the first ones I bought way, way back when I first started cross stitching it a year and a half ago. All right, and I didn't know then what I know now. Let me just see. I didn't do a ton on this one. I have nothing to show you before because I don't think I showed this to you before. But basically, I've been just working in all of these brown threads. This one has a ton of mixed threads as well. But it looks really pretty. I am enjoying it. But it's just depends on whether it calls to me or not. And typically these ones don't always call to me. So that's why when I get the little wheel spin thing and it shows me something I haven't touched on in a while, and I go, oh yeah, let's work on that one. So that's where the wheel helped bring that one out of the dust and this stuff. But that one's not a new start. All right, so then the next one that I have to show you is a Joy Sunday. It is a stamped cross stitch kit. I've never seen this one anywhere before, so I think it's just cute art. It's called Bulldog Number 2. And I bought this one because I have a American Bulldog mixed with an Old English Bulldog. And although I think this one might be a Frenchie, his coloration reminds me a lot of my Maverick. So that's why I got that one. And I don't think I got a whole lot done on it, but I did start it. No, where's there it is. It's not a super huge one. And you can see on the back what I started. I basically color completed some of the colors, some of the brown color. So yeah, that's it. There's not a lot. It's almost embarrassing to show how little I stitched on it, but I did stitch on it, so I pulled it out. So that was the Bulldog. Now let me put that back in there. All right. And that's it, I do believe. I think that's all of my stitching. So 47 minutes. I have showed you all of my whips. There was like 5 stamped ones and 13 counted ones and like 6, 7 new starts. Life is good. I enjoy it. And no doubt about it, there will be a new start the next video too, because I really want to do that California Dreamin'. So I just got to order myself in some fabric. I typically will order my fabric from Charting Creations when I'm just looking for an easy count Zweigart. I am really enjoying the 25 count that the catnap is on. I do not find it difficult to stitch on, so I think I'll probably order that so that it can kind of shrink it down a little bit. I do have that Transitions one that I'm working on 32 count easy grid Zweigart that I'm progressing on it, but I haven't worked on it in the last 2 weeks, but I'll probably pick it up in the next 2 weeks. And I do like working on it, but I can only work on it for so long because it really is a strain to my eyes to have to see it on the 32 count doing over 1. I think I'm just doing an one over one half cross. So it's pretty tiny. So you saw that I bought the Teresa Wentzler Carousel horses, and I bought the Max Pigeon book, and I also got the Hidden Harbor, Catnap, and California Dreamin'. I'll just kind of show you those pictures right there. I really like the Hidden Harbor one. I think I might be more apt to do that one on a 20 count simply because I want to do, like on my HAED one, I did a 20 count easy grid and I did it 2 over 1 full cross. And I did it that way because the colors are so bright. I want a big, bright saturation. Is it a little thick? Yes, but it's not impossible. And I wanted that big saturation in your face bold colors. So I think I'll probably do Hidden Harbor on the 20 count also so that I can get that big, like exaggerated bold color look for it. But the California Dreamin', even though it's colorful, I think the 1 over 1 full cross on 25 count will be good for that one. And yeah, I picked up a couple pieces of fabric, but I forgot to bring them up, and I don't want to run down the stairs again. So yeah, I'll show them to you next time. I picked up one that I got from If You Stitch Me Friday Night Fight Night, and another one that I had gotten. I think it's just a Zweigart Mushroom Lugana printed fabric, maybe 25 count or something that I had picked up off of a D-stash on Facebook. I'm always looking for good stuff on Facebook. I have ordered finishing materials for the Shannon Christine's Autumn Favorites. I picked up like a charcuterie board that I plan to do that one on with different fabrics and stuff. So I'm gonna try my hand at finishing. So wish me luck on that one. So I did order that stuff from Amazon, and over the next couple weeks that stuff will all arrive, and I will try to do a fully finish. And I think probably it will be a magnetic. I'll probably do like a magnet to the board, simply so that I can, like, if I get other seasonal pieces that fit on the board, I can just change them out. But we'll see, because I did order magnets too. We'll see how that all works. Other than that, I would like to take just a couple minutes before we get too far in and just mention a couple of channels that I've been watching. I've been noticing more and more people doing this lately, and I think it's great because it helps to get exposure to other channels that you may or may not have heard of before. Give you an opportunity to check them out and see if they're your cup of tea or not, and if they are, that you'll give them a like and a follow. One of the ones that I enjoy watching is Sheldon in Stitches, and he is a young man in Winnipeg, and he stitches a lot of beautiful pieces, so I invite you to go check him out. He's also a prolific reader. I read a lot of books also, so I enjoy that aspect of it. I like to see what people are saying is good so that I can look and see if maybe my book club might want to do that one next. Another one that I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, and I wanted to shout him out because of the sale he's doing right now, is Andrew at the Running Stitcher. Hi, Andrew. Andrew is preparing and training for a marathon that he's doing in August, and as a part of that training for a marathon, he's invited the Flosstube community to join him and support him in his training. And for every mile he runs, you do 10 stitches. So you take a picture of your project at the start of the training and a picture of the project after he's done the marathon, and then you get to relish in how much enjoyment you and completion you did on your project, and as he gets to enjoy his training and his honing in for his marathon. So I think it's great. He's got the hashtag whip into shape, and I did not do a stitch with that myself. Not to say that I won't. I might. He has a spreadsheet that's a read-only spreadsheet you can pull up on any of his videos, and I will take his name down below, and it will give you all the information, tell you how many miles he ran, and if you don't count your stitches, he's invited you to stitch for the amount of minutes that he's run. So there's always the option for those that don't count stitches. So that's another one that I think is fantastic. And I mentioned earlier Kel Stitches, and she's in Australia, and she does a lot of full coverage and a lot of big projects, and I think she's fantastic. So I invite you to go check her out, especially if you're interested in a really thorough flip through of the Max Pigeon book. And another one that I mentioned earlier was the Max Color Stitcher. She's also in Australia, and she has beautiful, beautiful projects. And if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe Catnap is one of them. I'm not sure. I know I seen somebody doing it, and it just struck me. So she's got some amazing, beautiful projects. And if you really like that, I think it's Dragonfly into the Night, or Day to Night, Dragon Day to Night. And it's beautiful. And she's over halfway done, so it is really stunning. And if you're interested in that at all, go check her out. And one more that I'd like to shout out is Jade over at the 310 Stitcher, and I invite you to check out Jade's channel. She's also hosting a retreat this summer in Ontario. I'm trying to think. I don't know all of the details of the retreat. It's called the Thread Gatherer Retreat, and so it's not just for people who cross stitch. It can be for people who knit or people who do any kind of fiber arts that want to go and enjoy. There's going to be vendors and shopping for all of the different things that people enjoy, and it's going to be a weekend event. And if I was able to this summer, if I didn't have so much on the go, I probably would have entertained going myself. But if you're interested at all, please go check out Jade's page. She gives lots of information about the Thread Gatherers Retreat, but also check out her whips, because she has a lot of full coverage whips, and they are gorgeous. And one of the things I love about Jade is that she's like me. Start it if you love it. Who cares how many you have on the go? It's just about enjoying it. And if you are interested and intrigued or heard about the Dragons of Sabbat, the massive piece of stitching, she is working on that one, and she is doing so well. She's got all the black stitched on it, and now she's stitching on one of the dragons, and it looks fantastic. I can't wait to see it come together. So that is my few minutes of talking about other floss tubers. I hope that you might give them a little check out. I'll tag them below in the video, and you can check and see if they're interested. And like I said before, if you enjoyed the content of my video, please consider subscribing and liking. And I'd love to see if we could get us up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. If we do, I'll have a lovely little giveaway that will be open up for everybody. I think it's an amazing community. I think it's a great way to spend time, and I think that of all the things in the world, sitting there staring at Flosstube is not the worst thing you can be doing. And you can see other people stitching amazing pieces of work and just wonder, how the heck do they do that? Like these Teresa Wentzlers, man, they're rough. But I'm going to keep poking away. But when I work on that one, it's not a lot at one time. I just do like a couple dozen stitches and set it aside. And, you know, if I find it too challenging, it starts to kind of become not as fun. Then I switch to a different project. Because for me, stitching is all about having fun and all about enjoying yourself and just doing what makes you happy. Because life is short and you need to do what makes you happy all the time. So that is it for me. I am going to say goodbye for now. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I hope that you have a great Friday the 13th. I hope that the weekend gives you lots of great sunshine, and if you're in a hemisphere that's cold, I hope that it doesn't give you any negative, cold, chilly stuff. I'm so glad winter is over here. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. Although it's kind of chilly today, so it's only 14 degrees, so it's below seasonal and a little chilly and not necessarily my favorite thing. But that is it for me. I'm going to sign off from my messy spare bedroom that's full of crap that I'll never use. I'm Tanya from PEI Canada, bidding you all a wonderful time and telling you that you don't need anyone to tell you that you can stitch all the things. Just stitch all the things and enjoy yourself. If you have it and you want to stitch it, you want to start it, start it. Nobody's going to take away your birthday if you start all the stitches. All right. Have a great weekend and take care and be safe. And until the next time I see you, keep stitching.